What's up, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. The Dodgers are going through one of their worst stretches in years. Kershaw, he was raging in the dugout and leaving interviews early. Mookie Betts has flat out been awful over the last, 2 months? I'm just going to say this right now. Cal Raleigh better get the home runs going again because Aaron Judge and Eugenio Suarez are right on his heels for the MLB lead. The lefty Terminators, Tarik Skubal and Garrett Crochet both carved yesterday. Wait until you see their season stats because, I don't know how this is going to shape up. Who's going to win the American League Cy Young? Jackson Holliday has been so much better ever since his dad, Matt Holliday, told him to flatten out his swing. He went yard again. Mariners fans, they're not too happy with this Astros player because he once played for the Mariners and said that he was playing with a chip on his shoulder. Mariners fans are like, dude, you sucked for us. What do you mean you have a chip on your shoulder? So we'll talk about all of that and more in today's MLB recap. I recap every baseball game almost every single day. So grow the game with me, leave a like, and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Don't forget to save yourself 20 bucks off all of your tickets on SeatGeek using code Fuzzy. And if you like daily fantasy sports, don't forget to download Underdog Fantasy with code Fuzzy. All you have to do is choose higher or lower on your pick'em entries, and it's that easy. If you think a player is going to do well, pick higher. If you think that he's going to stink it up, pick lower. It's that easy. Download it today with code Fuzzy. We have some long streaks to talk about. First, in today's recap, the Tigers are trying to not lose their 7th in a row. We'll talk about that after we see if the Brew Crew can win 9. I wrote 9. It's 10 in a row. Ohtani, he might hit 50 again. The lefty Oppo Taco is ridiculous. He has 2 home runs in as many games. He's up to 34 on the season. Kershaw, he went from getting a lot of help on the offensive side of things to getting absolutely no help on the defensive side of things. Edman's throwing error allowed 1 to score. That guy came around to score on a Monasterio single, and Monasterio advanced to second, and then and he botches it. You guys know the MLB The Show emote thing. He just flat out missed it. Kershaw is not happy. He's screaming in the dugout. He's throwing stuff. This is probably the most upset I've seen Kershaw in quite some time. Now, the Dodgers, they're back up a run. Este, who stole 67 bags a few years ago for the A's, Este Ruiz, he just went yard. Hopefully, the LA Pen can hold. Never mind, Eric Haase tied it, and rookie Issac Collins drove in 2 more. 6 was good enough for the W. Or was it? Andrew Vaughn, he dropped it. He's been so good for the Brewers so far. That would have been out number 27. That would have ended the game. Now Mookie, he can snap his slump in a big way. He got a perfect final out that has to sting. The Brewers, they do in their 10th in a row. The Dodgers are 2-8 their last 10. Now, after that game, I want to show Mookie Betts in a post-game interview because he looks straight up depressed. He's hitting 180 with a 230 on base his last 32 games. Freddie Freeman got hit by a pitch in this game, so he had to leave early, but he's down to a 188 batting average with a sub 270 on base his last 37 games. Are the Dodgers broken? They're hitting 223 as a team the last 30 days. They have a 4.5 ERA over that same stretch, so nothing is working for them. Are they going to be okay? I want you guys to listen to Clayton Kershaw's interview because it doesn't sound like things are great in LA right now. Not going to lie.
I don't make anything of it. They beat us. We need to play better tomorrow. I don't have much to say. I'm going to get myself in trouble. So let's just call it. Thanks. All right.
The Brewers just won their 10th in a row. Let's see if the Tigers cannot extend their streak. Like, they want to start a new one, a winning streak. Tarik's on the bump, so this is a perfect time to snap that streak. He's up a lead. What? He's up a lead. Good job, Fuzz. Zack McKinstry, he's not fazed by lefties. He singles in at Wencel Perez in the 2nd. Tarik put up double-digit strikeouts again. This first out in the 7th was his 10th. Give him 11. He's fired up. He wanted to go 7 innings, but AJ Hinch said, "Not, we're going to bring in Tyler Holton," who granted is usually very good, but 2025 has not been as nice to him as the years prior. He's allowing more base hits than ever, and now he's spiking pitches. There goes Tarik's chance at a W, and it kind of sucks because the Tigers still won. Matt Vierling, he played Gleyber Torres, so the losing streak is in fact over. Will Vest now has 16 saves. The Tigers are 60-40, so 20 games over 500, despite being pretty bad over the last 2 weeks. That's how good they were to start this season. Home Run Derby champ and MLB home run leader Cal Raleigh, he better turn it up if he doesn't want to lose that lead because Judge and Eugenio Suarez are catching up pretty quick. Aaron, he wants the triple crown. He's obviously leading with a 352 batting average. His 36 home runs are 2 behind Cal, and he's just 1 RBI now, so he's well within reach. He's trying to become the first triple crown guy since Miggy back in 2012. Goldie's trying to get hot again. Stanton, man, it's so weird to see him running in slow motion. I know he's been through a lot, but it's still weird to see because he's a former MVP and a pretty good honestly defensive outfielder back in the day with the Marlins. Attaboy Yorbit Vivas, he flew in foul territory to make a web gem. Then he got a free RBI on a hit by pitch. I think that he's going to get a lot of playing time going forward. We're going to fast forward to this Matt Olson swing. That was the only run that Marcus Stroman gave up, but he went to the roof. Matt Olson's up to 18 home runs. Stroman bounced back to strike out Ronald. He goes 6 strong with just the 1 run. Ronald got a little bit of payback against the Yankees. What a play out there in right field. He's been a really good defender this year so far. Good thing he stole that base hit because Jazz would have had a 2 RBI double. Ronald, I mean, this is getting ridiculous. Ronald went 456 feet. The 113 miles an hour off the bat was a lie. StatCast is wrong. That for sure went 327.8 miles an hour off the bat. Devin did eventually lock back in. He has 14 saves. The Yankees get back-to-back wins. The Braves fall to an ugly 43-55. Why didn't the baseball gods give Gino a contact tool? Eugenio Suarez is only hitting 257, which I guess in modern day baseball isn't the worst ever, but he leads the entire NL in home runs and RBI. By the way, Corbin tripled again. He has 3 triples the last 24 hours. He scored on a Geraldo Perdomo tapper. Corbin's just way too fast. Here's Suarez. 425 feet on the 3-run home run. He's up to 34 home runs. Scratch that, a record stopper, 35 home runs. That's his second multi-home run game over the last 24 hours and his third his last 5 games, which just does not make sense. He's on pace for 57 home runs and 139 RBIs since being traded to the Diamondbacks. Seattle third basemen have combined for 17 home runs. Remember, that's over the last season and a half since they traded away Suarez to the Diamondbacks. Gino has double that this season alone. So the Cardinals, they tried to rally a little bit towards the end, but that was all she wrote for this one. The Diamondbacks have won 4 in a row. They are gaining ground fast in the wild card. I know going to the Red Sox game is a little bit random, but it's not really because we have another multi-home run performance. Garrett Crochet, he's pitching like it's Game 7 of the World Series. Look at the emotion. He ends 6 innings with his 5th strikeout, so he's down to a 2.19 ERA, the exact same ERA as Tarik Skubal. Skubal has just been a little bit better with the strikeout stuff. I want you guys to predict who's going to win the American League Cy Young. Willier! He not only got Garrett Crochet off the hook, but Garrett is now in line for a W. Fire me up, Willier. He pimped that baseball. Breggy bombs. Breggy bombs, the first one in 2 months. That is a 3-run pinch hit home run. He just came off the IL. And after that, Willier secured a multi-home run game. His second one got him into the 20 home run club. He also has 9 defensive run saves and 6 outs above average. He is a flat-out stud. The Red Sox are 54-47. Right now, they would make the playoffs as the final wildcard team. One more multi-home run game before we talk about Vladdy and the Jays going off. I could have sworn that Royce Lewis had at least 1 multi-home run game in his career. Nope, today was the first. Now, it took a few innings as Cody Clemens. He's been an extra base guy since joining the Twins. Back-to-back days for him with an RBI triple. He has a 130 OPS plus in 57 games as a Twin with 21 extra base hits. Matt Wallner, the OPS plus is finally back over 100. I used to call him the Thanos of baseball because his bat speeds and exit velocities were just out of this world. It's crazy. He only has 19 RBIs with 11 home runs. Mickey Moniak, this is the definition of a perfect home run. He went to the 3rd deck and check out his stats. He's batting .336 with 11 home runs and a 1.136 OPS his last 34 games. Here's Royce. He powered up for a 451-foot home run, just his 3rd of the season. It's been a nightmare season. Maybe this wakes him up. Bader, he went Oppo Taco for his 12th home run. And by the way, all of this was happening while Joe Ryan struck out 11. He has 132 strikeouts and a 2.6 ERA in 116 innings. Royce Lewis is at it again. Both home runs were off-speed pitches, so he had 2 home runs all year and then 2 in 1 game. His first career multi-home run game. Willie Castro, the Rockies handed him a Little League home run, so he had an RBI triple that turned into a 4-bagger. Again, it's not a real 4-bagger. The Twins, they're 5 games back of the wild card. They have plenty of talent. Let's see what they do. Are they going to trade everyone or try and go for it? Earlier, we talked about how the Diamondbacks were gaining ground in the wild card. The Giants are doing the opposite. They are losing ground fast, and they cannot find a way to snap out of it. Vladdy off his old teammate. Remember, Robbie Ray won a Cy Young with the Blue Jays back in 22 or 23, something like that. Vladdy got on again in the 3rd. He's scoring on a terrible read from Elliot Ramos. This is why ERA sucks so bad. That should have been out number 3. Instead, it's a 2-run double. Not an error, and it should have been the final out. Springer, he then pimped one out a few innings later. He has an incredible 138 OPS plus and 17 home runs. Two-strike king Alejandro Kirk did it again. Look at him just throwing his bat at a ball 4 feet outside. Addison Barger, he unloaded on a mistake pitch. It broke right into the lefty wheelhouse. He has 22 doubles, 14 home runs, and a 130 OPS plus. He has a top 5 angry swing I've ever seen. Honestly, one of the most aggressive swings I've ever seen in my life. The former Blue Jay Matt Chapman, he tried to rally the troops with his 13th home run, and wait, actually it's kind of working. It's It's a one-run game. Brett Wisely had an RBI. Jung Hooley made it 7-6, but Vladdy, he put a stop to the comeback. He has a 385 on base. That was his 100th base hit of the season. The Jays have won 3 games in a row. The Giants have lost 5 games in a row. They're now 2.5 games back of the wild card spot. Who are they behind? Well, the Slam Diego Padres, of course, and I can say that now because they have 2 grand slams the last week. Xander, he knew the second that it left his bat that it was a grand slam. He's up to a 103 OPS plus. He's always been way better in the second half. After a few more RBI knocks from Cronenworth and Gavin Sheets, the 2023 All-Star Game MVP, Elias Diaz, I forget how to say it sometimes. He got one to leave. He has a putrid 62 OPS plus, but he's been pretty good at managing the run game and blocking every so often. Riley Adams, he did ruin the shutout. Nick Pivetta was absolutely shredding. He still ended up shredding. 6 innings, 5 strikeouts. He's down to a 2.8 ERA. The Padres win big thanks to that grand slam, the quality start. They are fully in the wild card as of right now. Staying with wild card conversations, but this time in the AL, what do we think about these next 2 teams? The Angels and the Guardians, they both spanked their opponents. They're also both within 4.5 games of the wild card spot. I mean, the Angels have a healthy Mike Trout. Zach Neto has been an on-base machine, and Taylor Ward, he's driving in runs left and right. This Halos offense can be legit. You just saw Neto drive in one. Trout was gift wrapped an RBI, not by Ranger, but by Blue. That was 100% a strike. Instead, it's a bases-loaded walk, and now Ward is clearing the bases. Instead of it being a 1 spot against Ranger, it's now 5. That's why ERA is so dumb. Angels starter Jose Soriano was throwing gas today. He had 5 strikeouts over 7. He got Schwarber and Harper in the same inning. Back to his lineup, Lamont Wade Jr., the former Giant, he lifted one to the second deck, and after Otto Kemp, who again, he's one of my favorite rookies in baseball, he banged out his second. Taylor Ward had another RBI extra base hit. He had 4 RBIs. He has 73 RBIs. He's on pace for over 120. The Halos are 4 games back of a playoff spot. Cleveland is now 4.5 games back after pantsing the A's. We have to show Gavin Williams, but we'll do that after his lineup put up 8 runs. Angel Martinez, what is this guy doing? He has 7 doubles and 3 home runs his last 11 games. My goodness, that's insane. David Fry's been red hot. He went off for 4 RBIs in the first 4 innings. He turned in a 3-run double. He has 6 RBIs his last 2 games. Angel now has 7 doubles and 4 home runs his last 11. 11 extra base hits in as many games is actually insane. Rocchio has been swinging a hammer as he fixed. He has 7 RBIs and 8 extra base hits his last 12. Angel, he secured another hit and an RBI. So now we can show the big rig. That's what they call Gavin Williams. He has a hammer curveball. He has 97 plus on the fastball. He's got a good slider as well. He had 11 strikeouts. He has a 2.95 ERA and 78 strikeouts his last 76 innings. So he's turning a page, I think, knock on wood. The Guardians are 8-2 of their last 10. They're 4.5 games back of a wild card spot. Between the Halos and the Guardians, I want you guys to let me know, who do you think has a better chance of making the playoffs? Or do you guys think the Orioles are fully capable of putting that first half in the rearview mirror and storming back for a crazy second half to force their way into playoff contention? Jackson homered, so did Holiday. Wait, what did I just say? Jackson Holiday banged one out. He has 13 home runs. He's batting .310 with 3 home runs his last 10 games. Alex Jackson, there we go. So both people with Jackson in their name that play for the Orioles, they both went yard yesterday. That's his first as an Oriole. And remember, I think he was just traded from the Rays to the Orioles, so he did it against his former team. Gunnar Henderson, man, he's up there with Addison Barger. It's just guys who own some of the angriest swings I've ever seen. That is a 2-run double to split a gap. Caminero and Jansen, they put some runs on the board for the Rays. It's just that the pitching staff for the Rays could not hold off the Baltimore Orioles. Ryan O'Hearn, he has a 137 OPS plus and 12 home runs after this long ball. Trevor Rogers, he's now 3-1 his first few starts after Felix Bautista worked a scary 9th, but he does have 19 saves. The Orioles are 8.5 games back of a wild card spot, and there are a lot of rumors. I'm not going to lie. Their GM said, we have a lot of players that are about to become free agents, and teams want them. So maybe the writing's already on the wall. This is one of those games that Royals fans have been begging for the last few weeks. Jack Caglione is trying to pull a Kurtz of the A's because Nick was awful when he first came up, but he just went nuclear over the last month and a half, 2 months. A 2-run double to left center is definitely going to boost Jack's confidence, and Jonathan India did the same thing, but from the right side of the box, he ripped a gapper for 2 more runs. It's kind of been a bust of a trade for both teams. India has an 88 OPS plus, and Brady Singer has a 4.5 ERA with the Reds. Salvi, man, this guy has been amazing the last, month and a half, since May 21st. Here's what he's done. He has back-to-back games of the home run, so he has 26 extra base hits and 35 RBIs with the 910 OPS since that May 21st date. Now, the Marlins did rally for 4 in the 9th inning, so Carlos Estevez, he got blessed with a 1-out save opportunity. He has 26 saves. The All-Star Chris Bubich now has 8 wins after 5 scoreless. He has a 2.38 ERA. The Royals are 5.5 games back of the wild card. That's not that bad, but also it's also Like, it doesn't feel close either. I don't know why the Guardians and Angels being within 4.5 games just seems more possible than 5.5. Am I crazy for that? Maybe I'm just being a biased Guardians fan. Hunter Brown has kind of been getting cooked lately. It's already a 3 spot after Jorge Polanco line went over the 6'8" Jose Altuve for 2 RBI, and a second half J-Rod might be here. Oh no, the Mariners, they handed Houston a rally. Shea Whitcomb popped up, JP just dropped it, and Cam Smith, the rookie, he took advantage and cashed in the game-tying runs. By the way, look at those slides. So you have 1 slide and then 2 slides. That was a lot of fun. The Astros, they really took over after that. Christian Walker, he cracked a no-doubter. Randy didn't even move. I thought that was fun. Here's the dude that said he had a chip on his shoulder. Taylor Trammell is facing his old team. Again, he said that he had a chip on his shoulder even though he hit 168 with them over 3 seasons. Like, he had plenty of chances and he kind of squandered all of them. Anyways, he did double in 2 more, so maybe he was in fact gassed up. Caratini made it double digits. Victor Caratini also had an RBI earlier, so it's a 3 RBI day. He's nearing a 115 OPS plus as a catcher. The Astros, they're 4 games up on the Mariners for first in the West. Okay, so either the White Sox have suddenly turned into the 1920s Yankees, or the Pirates, they just need to be deleted from the game of baseball, and we need an expansion team ASAP, and just don't even give bomb dutting a chance to own a team. Miguel Vargas is back to hitting home runs. He's really been slumping as of late, so it's always fun to see him back and crushing baseballs. Mike Tauchman, I think he did leave everything. Holy 430 feet. He left the entire park. Luis Robert Jr., attaboy. He's on a 7-game hitting streak. He's stealing bags. He's on 3rd now after that ball got away. He has 25 stolen bases and a stolen base in 3 consecutive games. Colson, he flared when to score, Luis. By the way, Colson Montgomery, he's only played a handful of games. He has 5 defensive run saves and 2 outs above average already. Tauchman, the dude's hitting 290 with the 136 OPS plus as a 34-year-old. Another kind of old guy, Civale, had 6 strikeouts over 6, by far his best start as a White Sox. You got to just tip your cap to that. The White Sox sweep and outscore the Pirates 27-7 over the last 3 games. Reds fans, honestly, they might not ask for anything for Christmas because Ellie just got another base hit off a lefty. Something clicked in early May. He's hitting .301 with 40 RBIs and a near .380 on base his last 60 games. The Mets, they got back into it. Brandon Nimmo, he tied it off the All-Star Andrew Abbott, and Ronald's little brother, Luis Angel, he doubled in Beatty after Beatty just stole second base. If you can get those kids going, that would be huge. And also Francisco Alvarez, he just got recalled. Hopefully he can just wake up again. We're in the 8th inning now. Sugar, he got Haase to roll over, but Lindor, I mean, he's usually as sure-handed as it gets. It was kind of a slow transfer, not enough juice on the throw, so oh no, Steer, he gets a game-tying RBI on the hit by pitch, just the 2nd blown save for Edwin all year. But he will get the W. McLean's dart could not beat Soto's nice read off the bat. Soto basically broke immediately. He scores on the headfirst dive. Stanek, he gets the save. The Mets are a half game back of the Phillies for first place in the East. That's going to be just so much fun to watch the rest of the year, that division. And there we have it. Another recap in the books. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, do me a couple more favors. Leave a like and also subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek and Underdog Fantasy. And enjoy the web gems.
Sends this one toward the line and left in a hurry, and a dive, and diving stop by Rocchio, gets up, throw.
He's into center field, Freeman coming on, he makes the play on the slide. Center field, coming on to make a sliding play, Durant.
Meanwhile, Ramirez, a bare hand, a throw, and a scoop. Just pokes it out to center, and Alec Thomas. Ground ball, Ortiz, diving stop, goes to second, they get 1.